Sorry if I just broke all your eardrums. Welcome to Picks
Ba-da!
Podcast, Week
Picks.
14 edition. It's
Woo!
Kyle and I. Fuck the Bears.
Fuck
That
the
is all. Good
Bears.
night. I'm
Bears are
kidding.
so
That's not it.
bad.
But seriously though, fuck the Bears. How you doing, Kyle?
I'm doing good. I'm living it up, loving life.
Dude.
What a week.
We gotta stop putting our faith in Chicago.
Yeah, we're done with Chicago.
We're done.
I'm done with Chicago.
We're done with Chicago.
Bye, Chicago. Into
Yeah.
the ether.
Into the
bye
ether.
Bye.
Yeah, we're not.
Command Jaden Daniels is dancing on your grave.
Who broke the Bears? I know we're not there yet.
Jaden Daniels broke the Bears.
Jaden Daniels broke the Bears. Dude, 3-4. It's tough. We've been there before. This one wasn't even a sweat though, is the thing. So I mean, it's kind of tough.
The 1 o'clock window. I mean, obviously Thursday night not a sweat.
No, I was just talking
the
about.
Dolphins almost blew it.
I was just talking about the Bears in general, like that.
The Bears,
like it was,
suck ass.
like we had one, like there was like one window of opportunity in that game, and it just
disappeared.
Yeah, it disappeared.
Wah, wah.
Unfortunately,
Wah,
I went
wah.
10-3 this week though, so like I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I'm having a really good year so far. Knock on wood.
4-4 for the playoffs. Three of which I have bye weeks. Start of the fantasy playoffs, folks.
Oh, fantasy, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
a big thing for people.
I made it in 2 out of 3. Not too bad. The one league I missed in though, we have to do press conferences when you get eliminated. So I have to do a press conference this week, which I'm not super excited about, but you know, been there before. Everyone's got to do one, even the winner gets to do one. So excited about that. I got did you see what I'm playing in the one league we're in? I'm playing big.
You play big.
I'm playing big, dude.
Can Tony win a playoff game? That's the real question of the first round. That's all I care about.
No.
Over a decade,
it's not allowed.
This league has existed, and he is the only person that hasn't won a playoff game.
This person's also the commissioner, which I love.
He's also the commissioner. There's people that are not even in the league anymore that have won playoff games.
Have won championships.
Have won championships.
Man, I'm pulling for him. I'm pulling for him.
I'm doing. That's because all my leagues I have Saquon, so that's why I have the
yeah.
in, like almost all my leagues. I also did best ball, which I have Saquon, and those I'm in like the big money tournaments now.
Could you imagine how good I'd be? Could you imagine how good of a position I'd be in if I just didn't draft Michael Pittman in the second round?
Yeah, no.
That's like one of the all-time worst picks I think I've ever had.
That was so bad on your part.
So bad. General stuff. I don't really think there was much news this week. I saw the Ravens suspended Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, he's being a bomb.
For conduct detrimental against the team. So he missed this week. Will be back next week against the Giants. I'm trying to think though. Other than that, I don't really think there was too much.
I mean, there's the whole AJ Brown, Brandon Graham.
We'll get into that.
Drama, but we'll get into that.
Spoiler alert: there's no drama.
That's the biggest national. I don't think there's drama either.
There's no drama. All right, good.
No
drama.
Right.
We'll talk about it a little later. Update on the hoodies. I don't want to promise anything, but a little birdie told me something might be showing up in the mail tomorrow. So keep your eyes out. Keep your eyes out, y'all. All right, Kyle, why don't you start us off? Where are we going?
Let's start off with Thursday night, first leg of the KBT. We got the Lions defeating the Packers 34-31 off of Dan Campbell's cojones.
Bro, Dan
Campbell.
Campbellized. He got the Packers got Campbellized.
Yeah.
Detroit clinches a playoff spot. They've won 11 games in a row. So I guess there's 2 decisions by Dan Campbell we got to talk about.
Well, first thing first, they went for 4th down 5 times, and they got it 4 out of the 5.
4 to 5.
That's
all right.
Big cojones.
Fair enough. All right, so Detroit's up 3 with 1 minute and 30 seconds left in the third quarter. It's 4th and 1. And they went for it, and they didn't get it. That was the one. Green Bay scores a touchdown off of that. Would you have punted?
Yes, I think that was the one I was like, you know what? The one thing I'll say about Dan Campbell is like, he live by the sword, die by the sword. Like, obviously, if you get it, everybody's like, oh my God, what a
Yeah.
genius play. So,
Yeah.
like, I respect it in that sense because that's just kind of been Detroit's identity.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's fair.
me personally speaking, I would not have gone for it.
Like, all right, so they went for it on 4th and inches in a tied situation, very close to a field goal range, and they got it. So they essentially ended the game because Jake Bates kicked the field goal to win it.
Now that one I did agree with.
That's fine.
Was the right
yeah,
call
but like
at the end of the game,
up,
I agree with that
up
because of
3,
how well Jordan Love was playing.
Yeah, but like up 3, your defense just forced a 3 and out. They punted back to you. And the fact that Green Bay went ahead and scored a touchdown, that is, in my opinion, that is psychotic behavior. Like, that is just, that's asinine. Like, that's crazy. That for me is like going too far, like, into the realm of craziness.
Well, I mean, you could argue Baltimore did the same thing against
I thought that was
Chargers
stupid too.
a few weeks ago.
I thought that was
and
stupid too.
That arguably that kind of swung a lot of the momentum towards them. You could argue that won them the game in the long run.
Was the game tied or were they winning at that point though?
I think they were winning or it was tied, but it was like close.
I think it was tied. That was like what at their own? They're at their own like 19 or something.
Yeah, they were on like their own like 25.
Yeah, it was crazy. They were like far back there. I just think in that situation for Detroit, like it seemed like both teams were starting to like just trade blows, and whoever had the ball last was going to win. Which is again why I don't mind the decision to go for it on 4th and inches, because then if you get it, you essentially end the game, right? And Green Bay, I don't think had any timeouts left. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know if they had any timeouts left. So they would have had to go like 40 yards with like no time to maybe kick a field goal. And like it's 4th and inches, and you have one of the best run offenses in the league. So it's like I get it, it's fine.
I think you go for it just because of how well Jordan Love was going. Like if you kick the field goal and they get it, like I would not be shocked if
they went down and tied it
in that second half.
Yeah, right.
Down and tied it.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely risky though, because like Goff falling down.
Back, Ravens Chargers, they went for it on that 4th down at the 2-minute warning, when they were down 7-10
in the first half.
So that in the first half.
Yeah. Okay.
Like if they don't get it there, that could have changed the whole game.
No, that probably would have changed the whole game.
Because they did it on their own 16.
It's 16. I wasn't even close. It was 19. I was close, but not apparently not
16
back far
yard
enough.
line, 4th and 1 at the 2-minute warning, and they were down by 3.
Yeah, that's crazy.
If they don't get that, ooh,
that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and dude, Goff almost fell down too, because he like stepped and like somebody stepped on his foot and he like almost fell down.
People are saying that a lot of Packers fans I see online are saying like he's technically down, like they shouldn't have counted, but like technically he wasn't giving himself up.
What do you mean?
So that's why it's okay.
He was falling. What? Packers fans.
No, like when he fell, and, like his knee was on the ground, so they assumed he was down.
Let me show you
like,
something.
Technically, like you have to be giving yourself up, which he wasn't doing.
This is what the Packers should be mad about right here.
Well, I know you're probably gonna bring up this.
No.
If you
look at the stream, there's the missed hold, no penalty. No penalty here either on this play. And again, this one's the worst one because his helmet literally flies off. No penalty on that play either.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what are we doing, officials? Like, that's what Packers fans should be mad at. They shouldn't be mad at Goff not being ruled down. That's what they should be mad at.
They're probably also mad at those two.
They're probably also mad at Green or for Detroit for existing. So.
But I mean, Detroit's looking good. They pretty much have the 1 seed on lock at this point.
No, they don't.
The only way.
No, they don't. So if hypothetically if the Lions lost to an NFC opponent,
they have to lose 2 of their next 4 in order to theoretically. If the Eagles have to win out, they lose 2 of their next 4.
Who has the tiebreaker?
Minnesota.
Why do the Lions
have the tiebreaker? No, Eagles don't have the tiebreaker. I don't think. At least that's what I saw online.
Well,
The
if the
Lions have
Lions
to
lose, it
two
would
of their next 4.
if the Lions lose, it would have to be against an NFC opponent because then the Lions would, if they lost to an AFC team, which I don't know if they play any more AFC teams, they would have a better NFC record, which would make them a higher seed, even if they finish with the same record. So that's number one.
Mhm.
Number two, off the top of my head, I don't know what the next tiebreaker is. So
Well,
whatever
the
you read
easiest
was
way-
probably
the
right.
most likely scenario is the Lions have to lose 2,
Okay.
Minnesota loses 1, and then the Eagles win out. That's pretty much the only way the Lions would lose to the NFC, lose
Right.
number 1 seed,
It's
unless
theirs to lose.
because I think Minnesota has the tiebreakers over the Eagles. So if they lose, if they lose that game to Minnesota at the end of the year, and Minnesota keeps winning, I think Minnesota would take it. But that I
Really?
might be
The
wrong on that.
Vikings?
But I'm pretty sure the Vikings would take it if the Vikings win
Damn.
in that's the week 18 game. So that if the Lions keep winning and Minnesota keeps winning, that game could be for the division and the 1 seed.
Wow.
Wow.
All right, let's move on here. Where are we going?
Our next game, now that we're heading towards the playoffs.
Oh yeah,
we've decided that we're gonna skip and barely talk about games that are with eliminated teams because their seasons are over.
I
and
agree.
It's irrelevant
Unless
something really cool happened.
Unless something,
kind of relevant happened.
Or something
But
funny.
Here's a game where there was nothing relevant. Jags Titans. Jags won 10-6.
Yeah.
Moving on.
The only thing I want to say,
yeah,
the only thing I want to say is Calvin Ridley let me down big time because I thought it was a Calvin Ridley revenge game. Now I have to explain to my girlfriend why there's half as many gifts this year under the tree as there were last year. So thanks, Calvin. Appreciate you, bud.
Yeah. He also had that play where he just walked out of bounds where he could have went upfield and even got a touchdown in the game.
Bro. What are you doing? What are you doing, literally, bro? It was like scream, and they're like, dude, why are you yelling at this game? I'm like, I have money on it.
Yeah. That's the only thing that's relevant for these not eliminated games is if you're a degenerate and you want to throw some money.
Why don't you just
gamble responsibly?
Yes. No, I mean, hey, it was within my limits. I make jokes, but
you gotta stay within your limits.
Why don't you just run through all those?
We're gonna run through the irrelevant games.
Yeah.
So next irrelevant game, Saints Giants. Saints somehow win.
They blocked the field goal.
They blocked the field goal that could have tied the game. Derek Carr died with his hand. He broke his hand. He's probably dumb for a little bit.
I'm not laughing at the fact that Derek Carr broke his hand. I'm laughing because before the stream, Kyle and I were talking about how there's that. I put it on my story a couple days ago, where the Eagles and Panthers game ended, and then they cut to the Giants and Saints game. They're like, we want to welcome the viewers from the Eagles and Panthers game, and then it just cuts to Derek Carr. And he's just like, he's like dying. And I was out at the bar, so I'd seen the play happen before. I was just laugh. I was like, oh my god, I feel like an asshole for laughing at this, but
yeah, Saints win still.
Yeah, Saints won
14-11 despite the anonymous Giants player paying for an OnlyFans model to flash her titties at the opponent.
Oh my god.
Which must have clearly distracted the field goal kicker and led it to be blocked.
Yeah, clearly. Hey man, that's good for me though. Saints win, Panthers lose.
And I was very upset with that, but yes. I think my bet is still alive because now that
it's definitely not over. It's definitely not over.
I think it's not over with how the Panthers are playing.
Not over.
Anyway, next irrelevant.
Wait, one more thing on this. Did you see the Drew Lock tank commander post?
Oh no, I didn't see that.
It was a 3rd and 6, and Drew Lock steps up in the pocket, he makes a good adjustment, and he's about to run for the first down, and then just inadvertently runs to the right, right into the defender, and everybody was like, "The tank is real." They told him the tank. It's true, man. It's true. All right, next game.
Next game. Browns Steelers. Steelers blow out the Browns 27-14. Jameis turned into Jameis. He had quite a few turnovers, if I recall.
He didn't look too good. I started him in a fantasy game, too.
2 touchdowns, 2 turnovers, 2 throw picks.
Upsetting.
He fumbled, but he recovered it.
I don't think this statement was about this game, but this week, Joel Bitonio, who plays for the Browns, he said that the team was praying before one of the games this year, and then Jameis Winston just walked in and started busting out the Monday Night Football theme song during the prayer, which I found to be hilarious, which is a hilarious story that came out this week. But yeah, dude, the horse was not prepared for battle in this one.
No, not this week.
Not this week.
Unfortunately. But we'll see what happens next week though. They play against the Chiefs at home.
Browns do?
Yeah.
Dude, bro,
tease, but
give
I
me
don't know.
Give me the Browns.
Dude,
I'm picking the Browns. I'm picking the Browns.
Moved 3 points since the beginning.
I'm picking the Browns. I'm picking
the Browns too.
I'm picking the Browns.
We'll get to that later. We'll get to that later.
Fuck it.
Next of the irrelevant games. Buccaneers, Raiders. Buccaneers clearly handle the Raiders.
Yeah.
Bucks look like they're probably gonna win the NFC South now, which is concerning.
Yeah. You know what's weird? It's weird that like we were talking all this good shit about the Browns or the Browns, the Bucks.
The Bucks.
And they arguably like played what I think have been their 2 worst games the last 2 weeks. Like they don't look.
Yeah, Baker didn't really play that well. He had
like
2
Baker's been turning it over. Yeah, like
and
Bucky
he had
Irving
a fumble.
hurt.
He had 3 turnovers.
Bucky Irving hurt. Womp womp.
Yeah, Bucky Irving hurt his back. Went womp womp.
Yeah.
But Aiden O'Connell's out for the year.
Yeah.
Desmond Ritter's the starter.
Bro, so I was gonna make
Sincere McCormick.
He's good.
League winner? Question mark?
No, but he's good. He's good. And I was telling my buddy's a Raiders fan. I was telling him, I was like, Sam, this kid from UTSA, the running back, Sincere McCormick, watch out because he's good. And he's finally getting his chance, and I'm happy he's getting his chance. And also, I had a, what's it called? I had a dynasty in NCAA Football 14 where I rebuilt UTSA, and Sincere McCormick was great. And now I feel vindicated.
Yay.
I made a note.
You could say, are you being sincere?
I am being McCormick. I was going to make a note about Aiden O'Connell, and I was like, oh, dude, he threw some of the worst interceptions I've ever seen. Come to find out, he only threw 1. So I'm like, what the hell? I went back into play-by-play, and like I feel like multiple interceptions were taken off the board for whatever reason.
Because there was, I'm trying to remember.
There were penalties or something. Like, it was crazy. Yeah. But he threw some of the worst balls I've ever like seen. Did you see? Actually, he made one really good play too. Did you see the touchdown to Brock Bowers?
Yes, I was.
Where he was literally falling, like, and just chucked
no,
it.
that didn't count.
It didn't count. Right, there was a PI.
No, it didn't count.
There was PI.
No, but that was a great throw. It was PI on it. But
that was sick.
I had Brock Bowers anytime touchdown, and I was like, oh, but then it didn't count. Well. And then I guess like the last of like the irrelevant games, in my opinion, is probably Bears 49ers. The game that lost is the KBTs. The Bears suck. I think it's more the Bears suck than the Niners are good. But I mean, the Niners are still in it, so we'll see what happens. But I think that's the last of the
what was it?
Irrelevant
38-13, man.
Yeah, 38-13. Bears stink.
I have one stat for that game, or I have one stat for the Bears, I guess.
What does the Bears have? 4 yards after the first half.
They had 4 yards after the first half.
They have 4 yards of offense after the first half.
That's even worse. That's arguably worse than what I was about to say. But what I was about to say was, so the good news for the Bears is Caleb Williams has not thrown an interception in 6 consecutive games. But the bad news for the Bears is they became the first team. No. They became the first team in the Super Bowl era to lose 6 consecutive games without throwing an interception.
Wah, wah.
So you tell me which one's worse. I think the first one's pretty bad.
I think I think they're both pretty bad.
4 yards though.
Bad.
Jesus.
And who killed the Bears, Matt?
Jaden Daniels killed the Bears. Jaden Daniels killed him. Oh my God. All right. Let's get into the meat.
Let's go to the next game. The niche. This game is like on the arguable, on the does not matter, but it was exciting. The Dolphins-Jets. Jets are now officially eliminated from the playoffs.
Womp womp.
The last time the Jets were in the playoffs, Obama was president. It was 2010. I think I was in middle school, or not even. Fun fact is, for those who know me, the last time the Jets made the playoffs, I was not into football yet. I was not into fishing yet. It was, oh my gosh. Can you imagine?
Bruh.
Last time the Jets made the playoffs, I would never utter the words, go Eagles, or I want to go fishing. I would have never uttered those words at the time. Who would have thought?
I don't think Minecraft was a thing the last time the Jets made the playoffs.
Maybe Minecraft was. Fortnite wasn't. Like,
nothing
wasn't.
I think Minecraft was either November 2009 or like May 2010. I don't know.
So
which one it is.
Minecraft's the same age as the Jets playoff drought.
Yeah,
What we're
essentially.
saying.
Essentially.
Jesus.
Um,
They also it's also the longest active playoff drought for any professional sports team of the 4 major sports.
Yeah. Wait. No.
I think maybe the Sabres might have more, but I thought I read somewhere that it's everywhere. It's
Let's see.
all the teams.
Longest active playoff drought. Let's see.
Anyway, well,
Oh, so the Sabres and the Jets have both droughts of 13
Oh,
years.
they're the same.
Yeah.
Okay. Whap whap.
Dude, why is it the Jets like always find the most dramatic way to lose? Because I was actually surprised that the Jets were holding their own in this one. I was like, oh, it's close.
Yeah, so was
close
I.
now.
We had the Dolphins and the KBTs.
Yeah, I know. But I was like, oh, it's close right now. Like, they're hanging around. Miami will pull away later. And like they never really did. And like the Jets were actually up in this one 28-20. Miami scored, got the 2-point conversion. And then I believe the game.
And they got a field goal to tie it to bring it to overtime.
Yeah, it was.
The
Oh no, it was.
Got it within 3.
It was 26-26. That's what it was. It was 26-26, I think, or something like that. 27.
Well, that's what got it to overtime. But I think it was the Jets got a field goal late with like I think probably about.
And the Jets were winning this
like
game
a
at halftime, if I remember correctly.
The Jets were winning at halftime. The Jets were in 20. Actually, no, they were not winning at halftime. They were losing. So they won. They got a touchdown right out of halftime too.
Yeah. Do you believe Aaron Rodgers when he says he wants to be a Jet next year?
I think he'll be a Jet depending on what the new regime wants.
Have
you heard the rumors though? Apparently, Woody Johnson's like 19-year-old son is the shadow GM.
No. What?
Dude, apparently that's like the rumor mill right now is that Woody Johnson's like 19-year-old kid is the shadow GM. And so, like, he was the one that, like, wanted them to get Rodgers.
First of all, he's 17 years old.
All the moves they'd made, like the Devontae Adams trade, like, he did it. Like, their signings, like Dalvin Cook and, like, Mike Williams. It's all just kind of, like, social media moves. Like, people on social media are like, oh, they should do this. It was like, oh, we'll do this. But that's kind of the rumor right now. Jets are a horrible franchise. I feel bad for any Jets fan.
What the hell? Woody's 17-year-old son, Rick Johnson, is the de facto GM of the New York Jets, specifically when it comes to internet influences making decision makings, which is exactly what the hell. The Jets are a laughing stock.
The Jonnu didn't have a single catch in regulation, and then like goes in overtime to go for what did he do?
Dude, didn't he go off?
3 for 43 in the game-winning touchdown.
And the touchdown, yeah, I know he scored the touchdown.
And he didn't have a single catch in
regulation. People went from furious to being like, all right, Jonnu.
Be like, hey, not bad, Jonnu.
All right, Jonnu, I see you. Yeah, to like having like a respectable game. Crazy.
Jonnu's my boy. I love Jonnu since he was a Titan.
Man, hey, might be a league winner.
Those Titan teams that like went
on
those
Jonnu was great on those teams.
He was a stud. I love my boy Jonnu. He's my boy. He was like my boy. Like every when I first got into betting, I would bet his over and his anytime touchdown all the time. And always hit. And I'm like, he's my boy.
That's my boy. That's my boy.
All right. Next game. We'll go into another game that you could argue doesn't. The Falcons are still in it, but we got Kirk Cousins return to Minnesota.
Oh my.
It was a bit of a game for a bit.
For a minute.
It was not a game no more.
For a minute. Bro, so what was the final here? 42-21.
Final was 42-21. Sam Darnold with 5 touchdown passes. Kirk with 0 and 2 interceptions.
So Kirk Cousins' Kirk Cousins' last 4 starts, 0 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Bro.
Yikes.
Do we potentially see Michael Penix Jr. soon?
I think you might have to, because I mean, right now, like, you're losing the division.
Literally, what else are you doing
at this rate? Like, what are you doing? Like, you're wasting valuable snaps. Like, if this is already a lost season, which it's looking like it will be, you might as well get Penix some time.
So I said he had zero touchdowns to 8 interceptions the last 4 games. Mind you, they've lost all 4 of those games. So like
they're falling
the
apart.
correlation
They had
is
such
strong.
a big lead. They have the tiebreaker on Tampa because he beat them twice, but they're falling apart.
No, they're
And
falling
it's
apart.
all quarterback play because he can't move. He's
No, I
still
know,
not
it's
fully
bad.
recovered from his injury. Like he literally cannot move in the pocket. They can't. They have to run they run a lot of pistol because
Yeah.
they just like can't go under center because he can't drop back, and like shotgun he really can't move around in the pocket. And like even like play action is tough on him.
His days are
'cause he
numbered.
can't really
I mean,
can't-
yeah, and like to your
he's cooked. It's a shame because Kirk Cousins is a good guy, and I think he's been underrated most of his career.
yeah, probably.
And
But
I think that quarterback show helped him out a lot. But like it's sad. It's just sad to see.
it sucks too because you have such a good run game too, right? With Algier and Bijan. And like that's a great duo, right? But like you can't really lean on that if you can't throw the ball.
Yeah,
so, like,
even like the handoffs, like the fact that they have to be in pistol, that kind of affects the run game.
Oh
Granted,
yeah,
it's still doing well,
totally.
but it's just kind of like it affects everything. Like they have to pull them at this point.
How about Jordan Addison? Huh? 8 catches, 133 yards, 3 tutties.
Gee Louise. And then you got Jefferson too, 7 for 132 and 2 touchdowns.
Bro, did you see the Alford play? The blown coverage on the one Jetta's touchdown?
Oh, yeah.
Where he's literally like panicking and he's like literally standing there and he's like, and then he just like drops, runs back, sees Jetta's like wide open, and then he turns and looks over the wrong shoulder. Like Jetta cuts in, like, and then he like looks over to like the boundary, realizes he isn't there, and then like goes to run towards the middle of the field and then just trips and falls. And Jetta's is like wide open for a touchdown. Like I felt so bad for him, but it was hilarious to watch.
Hey, quick question for you. If you're Minnesota, what do you do with Sam Darnold?
What do you mean?
What do you do? Like, obviously, like
what do you mean? You like resign him?
JJ McCarthy.
No, you're not
resigning.
You're not resigning Sam Darnold.
What?
You're not.
So you think no matter what, you don't sign Sam Darnold?
No.
What if somehow, some way, Sam Darnold's holding the Lombardi in February? You won't resign him?
So it's tough, right? This is like a Nick Foles. It kind of feels like a Nick Foles situation where I know Nick Foles wasn't really the bridge, right, for Wentz because Wentz was the starter.
Yeah, but Wentz actually played and he was like MVP.
No, it's a different situation.
JJ hasn't played yet.
It's a different situation because JJ hasn't played yet, right? That's fair. And Wentz was already starting that season, but it's also kind of like, all right, well, you just won us a Super Bowl. Like, what do you want, right? Like, you were like we already have a starter, and that's where the similarities come in, right? Because Minnesota's kind of committed to, McCarthy with the high draft pick, right? Mm-hmm. They had Darnold there as just a placeholder. Like they didn't think. I don't think any Vikings fan would have told you going into week 4 or going into week 15 they'd be 11-2 or whatever they are.
No, I don't think anybody would have thought that.
So
maybe Sam
I think the conversation gets a little bit more interesting the farther they go in the playoffs. I will say that.
I think if they go far, if he turns into a pumpkin in the playoffs, obviously, you're gonna go with McCarthy.
I think it becomes a conversation.
Even if they get to the NFC Championship game and he's playing well. I don't know, man.
It depends. It depends how well he plays in the playoffs. I think if they win one playoff game and lose, no. I think if they get to the NFC Championship and, like you said, if he's playing well, maybe it's a conversation. I think if he gets to the Super Bowl or wins the Super Bowl, then it's definitely a conversation.
Yeah,
I will say that. But as of right now, you can't because apparently, I've heard the reports coming out of his camp is that he's requesting a large sum of money.
Well, yeah,
understandably, right? But that's also something that the Vikings probably shouldn't invest in right now. They should probably invest.
Yeah, but you could argue that they could trade away JJ McCarthy for assets.
They're not going to bail on that. They
drafted him.
They could. But they drafted him for a reason.
If they got Super Bowl winning Sam Darnold,
they drafted him for a reason.
And it's something to keep an eye out for.
That's my stance. I don't think they resign him for money and for draft capital / not wanting to look stupid.
Well, let's see. We'll see what happens. Minnesota, I think if they win next week or I think like if 2 other teams lose, they'll lock in the playoff spot.
Yeah.
But they're at this point they're gonna get it. Our next game, our last game of the 1:00 window, our game, Panthers at Eagles. Eagles escape the Panthers, 22-16.
Should not have had to.
Connor caught it so Leggett would drop it, as I would say.
Yes. Wait, no one's gonna get that. No one's gonna get that.
Someone will. I don't know.
No one understands.
I texted that to Connor. He liked it.
Dude, mobile Bryce Young is the real deal.
Dude, Bryce Young, I've always been a staunch supporter of Bryce Young.
Yeah, of course.
Ever since they almost beat the Chiefs.
Of course.
Or ever since before they played the Chiefs, and I really wanted them to beat the Chiefs. Because I'm a Chiefs hater.
Well, if you go
so
back...
you know, John, I am no longer Cowboys hater, John. I am Chiefs hater.
He's in Staten Island tonight. But I'll pass along the message.
I hope to give his like an
bro, if you go back to like, I guarantee if you go back to like week 3 or week 4 of this podcast, we were both in agreement that this guy would be a backup, like a perennial backup. Now that's not the case anymore. He's not a backup. He's playing like a NFL quarterback now, and it's kind of weird, right? Because it's like he got benched, right? Then he was like,
dude, that saved his career, honestly. Like,
then benching him saved his career because I don't know what changed. I don't know who he talked to. I don't know who he worked with. And then they were like kind of going back and forth between he and Andy a little bit until Andy, got hurt. And now Bryce Young is back in the starting lineup. And like, yes, the Panthers have still lost with him under center, but like they're playing some good teams and they're playing them close, right?
Dude, and they're playing good ball too. Chuba Hubbard running really well.
Holy shit.
Adam Thielen's been a game changer in the receiving game. I think he was the first 100-yard receiver the Eagles have let up this year. I might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure.
I'm picking the Panthers.
I'm picking them against Dallas, and I
already know they're playing the Cowboys? Bro,
they're already in the tees.
I'm picking them.
This is the first time the Panthers have been favored since 2022.
They're the favorite?
Of the day.
Oh my God,
they're
bro.
2.5-point favorites playing Dallas at home.
Holy shit, they're favorite.
Dude, the books are throwing some mad respect on lines that we've been saying like for a few weeks now have been like terrible. Like the Browns are 4-point dogs, only 4-point dogs against the Chiefs. They opened as 7 and now they're only 4. And now like the Panthers,
Where is that game?
Opened as
Where's
a
that
slate
game?
favorite, and now 2 points have moved. What, the Chiefs, Browns?
Yeah, where's that game?
That's in Cleveland.
Dude. All right. So the Eagles clinch a playoff spot courtesy of I think it was
Cardinals
Falcons
loss.
Falcons and
it was
Cardinals
a Cardinals loss. Yeah.
I think it was both.
Oh, it was both. Yes.
I think it was both of them. So the Eagles are in the playoffs. They become the second NFC team to clinch a playoff spot.
Fourth team.
Saquon Barkley breaks LaShawn McCoy's record for most rushing yards in a season in Eagles franchise history. Sky's the limit.
You think he breaks the record? He needs, I think, he needs like to average 120 yards.
It's so possible, dude. It's so possible.
Think he could. Do you think that
he's got the Cowboys and Giants for 2 of those games?
Based on like how the seeding's currently going, there's a very high likelihood that Week 18 game doesn't matter. Like the Eagles.
Yeah, and knowing Saquon,
how far away from the record do you think he needs to be for him to be like, yeah, fuck it, I'll play?
100.
100.
If he's within 100, if he's within 100 yards, they play him. They go drive by drive. And then I bet you Sirianni asks him every time, like, you want to keep playing?
I was thinking
earlier in the year,
I think if he's within 60, if he's within 60 yards, he'll do it.
Dude, if he's within 100,
any more than
if he's within 100,
he'll.
If he's within 100, they'll put him out there.
But like,
bet my bottom dollar.
I don't know.
Bet my bottom dollar on that.
We'll see. Are you part of the camp that you think it doesn't count with the fact that he had an extra game?
No, it counts. Dude, it's not his fault. There's an extra game.
It counts, but like,
yeah. I mean, yeah,
Count in
Dickerson's
your
more
eyes.
impressive. No, Dickerson will always be more impressive because he did it
I
in
think it's.
14 games.
I don't think it's more impressive just based on because he did it in the era where like everybody would run the ball and people didn't care about
Then
concussion.
how come no one's done it since? And they've had 3 extra games. How come no one's done it? This is the first time, like, you can
Because
arguably
the
say that
league has
someone's
moved
gotten
away
close.
from rushing.
Not the Eagles.
Not the Eagles, but
The-
like the league in general.
the Eagles
This
didn't-
year's been a big renaissance for running backs.
I agree with
Very
that.
big renaissance.
I
I think Howie underutilized the market or whatever. They got him for relatively cheap.
we gotta
So
we gotta
we
mention
gotta talk about the
the
drama.
no, well, we gotta
lack
mention
of
that missed
drama.
face mask call too,
Oh, the
at
rest
the
are
end of
ass.
the game.
I think what else is nil?
Bro. This was so bad. Like, it was literally so. It was on Calcaterra, right? Was it?
Yeah, it was on Calcaterra.
It was on Calcaterra. It was a third down, and the Panthers had no timeout. Or, yeah, they had no timeouts.
Yeah, it was the third down that then led to the fourth down where they had to kick the field goal.
Which, by the way, they should have tried.
When they punted instead of kicking the field goal.
They should have tried, but that was
punted.
also a beauty of a punt by Braden Mann.
No, I don't know, man. Elliott's the only kicker that has. The Eagles are the only team that haven't hit a 50-yard plus.
Yeah, he's
field
0
goal
for
this
5. He missed another one. Jake
He's 0
Elliott.
for 5.
Wake up, Jake. Wake up. That's gonna hurt them in the playoffs. Anyway,
I hope not.
refs being bad. What else is new? The drama.
The
Spoiler
drama.
alert. There's no fucking drama. It's made up. It's made up bullshit. Did you see
I-
AJ
I-
Brown? AJ Brown changed his profile pic to the Joker.
Oh, he did.
Do you want to know why?
Because he's a jokester.
No, because why so serious?
Why? Oh, that's smart of him. Dude, all I know is I'm hammering all AJ Brown props on Sunday. I am hammering his props.
I like that. I like that play. I'm
Thank
with
God
you.
the one league where I don't have Saquon and I do not have the bye, I have AJ Brown. So.
There you go. What's it called? Yeah. So Brandon Graham made some comments a couple days ago.
It was yesterday.
Oh, was it yesterday? Damn.
Yeah, it's a couple days.
Let me pull up his.
Matt can't count. Back at it again.
I've been busy these last 2 days. I've been busy.
He does not know how to count. He thought there was 5 downs in a play when there was only 4. He doesn't know how to count.
That's not true.
He cannot count. Strikes
So-
again. Thinks 1 is a couple.
What? So Brandon Graham on WIP Eagles Sports Talk Radio said, "I don't know the whole story, but I know that Hurts is trying. Brown could be a little better with how he responds to things. They were friends, but things have changed. And I understand that because life happens. But on the business side, we got to make sure we don't let the personal stuff get in the way of the business, and that's what we need to do better on." He
I interpreted
later
that more
clarified. So
okay.
what I interpreted that as is not they were friends that things have changed, like initially, right? Because it was like, oh, they were friends, but now they're not friends. That's what a lot of people were speculating on. I think it was more like they were friends, right? But now they're teammates.
Yeah,
so
but
it's
now
a
they're
little
teammates too.
but it's
like
a little different. So he went on to say, "I made a mistake and assumed that it was something that it wasn't. I just want to win so bad." This is Graham speaking on the previous comments. "I just want to win so bad that I just don't want to use the media when we need to talk about something and we can fix the problem ourselves. I didn't add it in a good light, so that's my bad. I just assumed, and it made me out to look even worse because I felt I had it all wrong, and now people are going to run with that part. I really just want to win, man, and I want brothers to be able to just hash it out." So, kind of backpedaling, a lot different than what he initially said. I mean, dude, look, the thing is, AJ Brown literally vouched for Jalen, right, when they were going through the whole contract negotiations. If you remember, he was the one that said, "Sign Jalen or I'm out," basically, right? Put it to him pretty bluntly.
Also, he's also his Jalen Hurts is his daughter's godfather.
Dude,
Godfather to
there's
AJ Brown's
no
daughter. Everyone's bringing up like Donovan and P.O. I think it's a different dynamic.
No, it's so
They
different.
were friends like way before, like in college and stuff. Like he was trying to recruit him from Ole Miss to Bama.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts was in Bama, and he recruited him like they were friends like way before.
It's
so
different. By the way, this is all stemming from they asked AJ after the game. He was like, "Oh, what needs work?" And he was like, "The passing game." right?
Is he wrong though? I don't think he's wrong.
No, so, all right, so here's my analysis on it, right? It seems like to me that they're like the whole issue with the passing game is just kind of stemming from the RPO stuff, right? There was one play that I saw a lot of people break down online, and I remember seeing it myself.
Is that the one where they like kind of did the two like inbreakers and they were like wide open and Jalen Hurts did
So
not
that
throw
was
it
the
to
one
them and he just
where Smith came
he
over the
just kind of rolled
middle.
out.
Smith
Yeah,
came over
Smith
the
and
middle,
Brown were both over the middle.
and Brown played outside. So it was an RPO, and Jalen had he had Smith over the middle on a slant, right? And his first option was Brown, and it looked like Jalen was expecting a slant, and Brown read the defender, the corner, as having inside leverage, so he wanted to break outside and do like basically a go route. And so it looked to me like they were anticipating different things, because I think if Jalen does expect that slant there from AJ, he might be open. Smith was definitely open, right? And by the time Jalen wanted to throw the ball, you had a leaping, guy in the space. Instead of stepping up, he didn't really set his feet. It seemed like he was still kind of jumpy in the pocket because he was expecting one thing and saw another. And so he was flushed outside the pocket. I can't remember who made the sack for Carolina, but somebody on Carolina made a sack. They made a really nice play. And it ended in a sack when it easily could have been a first down and maybe more. So it just looks to me like the timing's kind of off. The Eagles are a run first team, right? That's what it's going to be. They're like no one's going to sit
really well. It's not like they're on a 9-game win streak. Like
it's crazy to me that people think there's drama between these two. Sirianni today was like, "Nah, dude, I was eating lunch with them yesterday." Like like there's nothing wrong.
And AJ missed 4 games and he's still on pace to have like a really good season.
Yeah,
he's still on pace for. I think he's on pace for like 1,100 yards.
He's
like the bet. He's just like that's just not the Eagles' game plan to have.
He's not mad.
Like he just wants to be Jamar Chase and stuff. He's a winner. He just a winner mentality.
You got to be shitting me if you think it's between the two of them. He just wants to win, man, and he wants to do it convincingly. And he's not wrong about the passing game. It needs work. I'll tell you what. This offense, if everybody sticks around, the coaches, the players, everybody, that passing game, those things are going to be fixed next year. All right,
exactly. Like Jalen Hurts has only had 1 year where he had the same coordinator.
Yeah.
And guess what? He went to the Super Bowl.
And he went to the Super Bowl that year.
And he was pretty much the MVP in that game. If it wasn't for the phantom holding call, I hate the Chiefs, Matt. I hate them. They can't keep getting away with it.
They can't keep getting away with it. They can't keep getting away with it. Watch out for Carolina, though. They got a good squad over there.
They got a good squad, and they are going to beat the Cowboys.
Where are we going next?
We're going to the 4 o'clock window. There was 3 games there. We already went over the one that didn't matter. Let's go over the other one that was not as exciting, but was very important for playoffs. We got the Seahawks beating the Cardinals.
That game was good, man.
It was a good game.
The fact that I missed most of it doesn't take away from the fact.
The other game.
All right, but dude, I mean, come on. That was like game of the year.
I was implying that this was the less exciting of the two, but it's not like it wasn't exciting.
30-18. Seahawks complete their season sweep of the Cardinals. How many losses in a row?
Seattle lost like 4 in a row, and we were like, "Oh my God, Seattle's like falling apart."
So now,
and now they've won like 3 or 4 in a row, and we're like,
dude,
wow,
Arizona got to first place in the NFC West and said, "I don't know what to do."
I don't know what to do with it.
They were like, "What the fuck?" I don't know. So yeah, Seahawks win their first 3 games of the year, then they lose 3 in a row. They win, lose 2 more, and now they won 4 in a row. Very streaky.
Yeah.
So keep an eye on that. They have beat the Cardinals twice now. They're back to 8-5, 3 games over 500.
A very prime position. Big game. Oh wait, no. That's not this week. I thought they played the Rams this week. Not.
No,
Rams play the 49ers. I think that's the week 18 game. is
I think
Rams
the
Seahawks.
Seahawks have. Yeah, you're right. That is week 18. Oh,
Week
dude, the
18,
Seahawks have
that's
the
a huge game
Packers.
too.
Seahawks Packers this week.
Ooh,
Wow,
that's
wow,
exciting.
wow.
Wow.
That's insane.
Wow.
All right. Yeah, this was a impressive win for Seattle. Very important win. I believe they now have a 2-game lead on anybody in the NFC West. So it's looking like Seattle
Correct.
is
Well, no, they have only a 1-game lead against the Rams. The Rams are 7-6.
I stand corrected then. I am wrong.
They have a 2-game lead and the tiebreaker over
Yeah.
the Cardinals and
the Cardinals got some work to do.
And the Niners, but they only have a 1-game lead on the Rams.
Yeah, this was a very straightforward win for the Seahawks, in my opinion. The Cardinals only managed 10 points in the second half, which I guess was better than the. Wait, how did they get to 10 here? Oh no, they only scored. They only had no. They had 1 touchdown in the second half. They had a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
That's touchdown. Yeah, but that was late.
No, but essentially what I was trying to say is that the Seahawks were leading by like 2 possessions every game, for the most part of the game.
For majority of the game.
Yeah, dude, Zach Charbonnet, hello, welcome to the party.
Yeah, no Kenneth Walker.
Welcome to the party.
He goes off 22 for 134, 2 touchdowns. That would suck if you were like playing somebody and he was starting Zach Charbonnet and you'd be like, aha, Zach Charbonnet is just starting running back. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna make the playoffs, and then you lose.
Yeah, that would suck.
Wow.
That would suck.
That happened to somebody. You know that's a lot. JSN looks like a legitimate top tier receiver.
Dude, JSN's good, man. He's good.
A stud.
He's putting everybody who was believing in DK Metcalf on hold right now. DK Metcalf is
DK Metcalf's still really good though.
Yeah, but dude, he's effectively.
JSA would not be performing this well if it wasn't for DK Metcalf.
No, that's a very fair assessment. That's a very fair assessment.
That is
because you have to respect.
Assessment. You can't shade on DK.
Yeah, no, I'm
not. Obviously, DK is getting most of the coverage, which is allowing JSN to like. Tear it up.
Right.
If they move it to JSN, then DK is going to tear it up.
That's fair.
They got
a
good little 1-2.
It's kind of like pick your poison at that point.
Yeah, like that's kind of how they're at. But Geno's look good. I'd not be surprised if Seahawks.
Geno's been all right. He got the bench in my fantasy team for Jameis, but I might be switching. I might be switching things up soon. We'll have to see. It's the playoffs now. I need a quarterback.
It's the playoffs.
All right, I want to talk about the potentially what's probably
game of the year.
What's probably the game of the year so far.
Dude, Matt, guess what?
What?
You know that all-time quarterbacks that throw for 3 touchdowns and run for 3 touchdowns have never won a game. Isn't that crazy?
What's the record?
0-1. Josh
Hey,
Allen.
You
only quarterback
I set him up.
Throw,
I set him up. You knock him down.
Only quarterback ever to throw for 3 touchdowns and rush for 3 touchdowns. And he lost the game.
My next question was gonna be for you. So by the way, this was a 44-42 victory for the Rams.
Hell of a game.
Hell of a game. Arguably a must-win game for the Rams because of Seattle's victory.
Arguably must win for both teams.
Well,
now the Bills are out of the 1-seed contention.
Yeah, so the Bills have clinched the playoffs already. They clinched their division, so they're at worst they're going to be the 4-seed. But yeah, now it makes it really hard,
worst, they're
right?
probably going to be the 3. To be honest.
Yeah,
the Texans aren't going to pass them.
No, yeah, at worst probably the 3. But yeah, no, effectively now it makes it really difficult for Buffalo to make the playoffs run through Highmark.
Run through Orchard Park.
Yeah, so it's a very consequential loss. Dude, the Bills damn near did it, though. So they were down 38-21 heading into the 4th quarter. And then they scored twice. They cut it to 3. And then the Rams went on this crazy little drive where they did not kick the field goal, which turned out to be great for them.
Hell of a play.
Hell of a play. I believe it was like a 4th and 3, 4th and 4, something like that.
Yeah. Let me pull up that drive.
And it was It was very consequential because the touchdown put about 9, right? 2
It
possessions.
was a 4th and 5 on Buffalo 35. They went for it, and they got a short pass up the middle to Tutu Atwell for 11 yards that kept the drive alive.
Yeah.
And then on 3rd and 5 on the Buffalo 19, under 2 minutes to go, you got Puka Nakua, who went off this game. Puka Nakua, bro. Oh, my Lord.
Bro.
Only thing stopping him is his health. I feel like
Yeah.
every play, he makes like this sick catch for like a touchdown or like a big gain, and then you just see him on the sidelines going like, ugh,
Yeah, where he's just like
he's dying, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. He
Um,
was 12 for 162 and a touchdown.
my
Wow.
my question for you, is this the best performance by a quarterback that you can remember in a loss?
No, Jalen Hurts' Super Bowl performance was better.
Really? What about Tom Brady Super Bowl against the Eagles?
Oh, Tom. Well, yeah, that too. That was also really good. But
500 yards in a loss?
Hmm.
I think those are probably the only two you could throw in.
And you could just.
I'm
and
sure
honestly,
I'm missing
that's
one. I'm sure
big.
I'm missing something.
I think those two. I think you could argue Josh Allen statistically is better than probably both those two performances. But the fact that it was the Super Bowl is what does it.
Makes it more important. Yeah, I'll say from a statistical.
The fact that they did that performance on the biggest stage in the game.
Yeah, right.
Is why I think those two were better.
But
Josh
statistically,
Allen,
though,
giving them a run for their money.
Another little trivia. That's the best fantasy performance in standard
of all
scoring
time.
Of all time by a single
Beat
quarterback.
Michael Vick's in the Monday Night Massacre.
Dude, crazy.
51.5 points standard scoring.
What I took away from this game, though, is that the Bills' defense, not only is it a liability, it could prevent them from going on a lengthy playoff run. Despite Josh Allen not having the best weapons around him, despite the fact that he was literally God Emperor quarterback of the United States.
That's Sam Darnold for your question, but I'll allow it.
I don't know. Did you look at the thumbnail this week? Teams like the Eagles, the Chiefs, the Lions, I feel like those teams are better suited to go on lengthy playoff runs as of right now. Just because of the liabilities and limitations surrounding Josh Allen. Would you agree?
I don't necessarily agree with that. I think the Rams, the way they're built, is the Bills run like a lot of zone, and they're a young, inexperienced defense, especially in the secondary. Mm-hmm. And just watching this game, like Puka and Koopa, they are elite route runners.
Yeah,
Stafford is elite at getting the ball out to them, and
right.
you give them like the tightest windows, he's gonna hit them. And I just think the Rams and the Sean McVay offense was just built to beat this like Bills defense. So many times you would see that
you could argue it.
I forgot who their other safety is, but obviously DeMar Hamlin, and I don't remember who their other safety is. Taylor, is it Rapp?
Taylor Rapp.
Taylor Rapp. Yeah, but like so many plays, you could just see them getting like destroyed by Puka and Coop.
Yeah, Taylor Rapp.
And Koopa Cup.
But
like I just think that Koopa Cup. But like I think the Rams were just kind of built to beat this Bills defense. But to be fair though, I mean there's definitely teams that are going to be playing in the playoffs that can like tear apart zone defenses.
Yeah.
Like it reminds me a lot of like the Eagles defense, like the Jonathan Gannon defense, where like against bad quarterbacks it looks good, but against like good quarterbacks it looks bad. It's kind of like similar sense to that.
Kinda.
What's really going to kill the Bills, which we haven't even discussed yet, is fucking Sean McDermott and his absolute garbage clock management, arguably worse than what Matt Eberflus did.
Yeah,
as you've seen, me and Matt were talking during this game.
That's bad.
And I did not have that good of a betting day. I was even, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna mess around a little bit. I'll throw a little 15er on Bills plus 400 because I can see the Bills train rolling. I see a comeback. I smell it, and my smells were correct. It looked like they were gonna come back. Granted, it was off of 2 like arguable pass interference, but the refs are the refs. But anyway, they're at the 1 yard line. Or what time was like 50 seconds left?
I think there was no. I think there was a little over a minute left. I
thought it was a little under a minute, but either way, they are lined up at the 1 yard line with 3 timeouts.
Yeah, they're down 9.
Like
too,
obviously,
so they need
what you do is you pass 4 times, and hopefully you get the touchdown, and then you do the onside, and you could just stop them 3 times and still have time, or
Mhm.
you don't even have to do the onside. You could just punt it down and hope you stop them, which I think that's fair, and that you're statistically more likely to win that way. Instead, they go for the sneak, they don't get it, and then instead of honestly, when you run a sneak, the ball's already right there. You might as well just run in and not call a
Yeah.
timeout and waste the 20 seconds. Instead, guess what they do? They burn their own timeout, which lost them the game.
And then they ran it
They
again.
only they by calling their own timeout. Well, at that point, like, who cares? You have to run it again because you're not going to be able to stop them. You're relying on the onside at that point, which is a 7% chance.
Yeah.
So, like, why would you do that? Even Tom Brady, even on the broadcast, was just like, "Oh, Jesus Christ! Like,
Yeah.
what
Like,
did they do in
what are
Buffalo?"
you doing?
And as a live bettor of the Buffalo Bills in the moment, I was like, "What are you doing, Buffalo?" I was very upset.
Yeah. So I actually didn't see
That's what's
that.
gonna hold them back in the playoffs.
I didn't see that live, but I remember watching like the condensed replay, and I'm just sitting there. I'm like, "What are you doing?" Like,
I remember that drive.
what you
I was like, "Oh
doing?
my!" I was like, "If you're I was like, if anybody can go down the field without using the timeouts to score a touchdown or a field
Dude,
goal,
they were
it's
in
Josh Allen."
such a good
And
position.
then he did. And
Yeah.
then they used the timeout.
I know.
was so
and
annoyed.
and to
Why
add
would they
insult
do
to
that?
injury too, they stopped them, right? They stopped him,
Yeah,
but
then there
then
was
they
no
just
time left.
yeah, but like they stopped. They
They
got it
also
to
only had
fourth
like
down.
9 players on the field during that punt, which is just like, what the hell are they doing? Like, bruh. God, I hate Sean McDermott.
Man, Buffalo had it. They had it. So
Well,
now, yeah.
let's
So they're 2
let's
games
go to
back,
more hate.
and now the team, they're 2 teams back to.
The fucking Blood Magic Devil team. Oh my
Dude,
lord!
did you see did you see my
so
caption
much.
for my
No,
pick?
is your caption?
So I ended up picking the Chiefs, and I said something to the effect of, I was gonna pick the Chargers tonight, but I just saw Patrick Mahomes praying inside of a pentagon. So,
Oh no!
so my better instincts told me to go with the Chiefs, and I was right because they won.
You were right. Oh.
Oh man, I didn't want to be right. I really wanted to pick Los
Lord.
Angeles, but like, dude, they've just been dominant over the
It's just
Chargers.
blood magic, bro. They got the doink. They
The
they have
doink,
Matt
bro.
Nagy on their staff, and
I
they got the good
know,
doink.
I know.
Oh.
So with this win, the Chiefs win on a game-winning field goal that doinked in 19-17. The Chiefs clinched the AFC West. Mahomes has gone to the
9th
playoffs
straight year.
every year since becoming the Chiefs starter in 2018. I think we're just biding our time, man. I think they're due. I think they're due to
They're
lose.
so due.
I think, bro, I'm picking
were like
Cleveland.
swifting
I am picking
tackles.
Cleveland. I'm not even joking you right now.
No, you can't pick against them, bro. They got the blood
I am
magic.
picking. I don't give a
You
fuck.
can't go against the blood magic.
No, you know what? No,
You
think
know
about
what you
it.
gotta do,
Think
Matt.
about it. The only thing that can counteract dark magic is Jameis Winston. He's literally the perfect person to counteract dark magic.
Matt, you know what's
He makes no sense. He lives outside the space-time continuum.
Smarter?
What?
You know what's a smarter play? Just give it a little tease.
Yeah, probably.
A little tease.
You're probably right.
Tease. Anyway, watching this game, the Chiefs, their left tackle situations are atrocious. Mahomes was getting destroyed.
Yeah, dude.
He still was able to.
How many times did he get hit or like sacked?
I have to look and see, but I know he got sacked. He got sacked. 1, 2. He got sacked 3 times. I don't know how many times he got hit, but
he got sacked thrice.
Pummeled. Yeah, he was getting pummeled.
He got
in the
hit.
Pocket.
Let's see. He got hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 times.
Jesus.
He got hit 13
their
times.
left tackle,
I was going to say, I was surprised when you told me it was only 3.
Bad.
I was surprised you only told me it was 3.
Bad.
Yeah, it's
That's
not
just
good.
because Mahomes can get out of sacks and stuff.
It's
but then
not
also,
good.
like, their secondary is not that good. The pass rush is not that good. They're not, like, if the Chargers could catch, like, oh my God, how many drop balls, that one deep ball
dude,
to
I
Palmer
know.
that he was a step
Oh,
behind
dude,
that was the
worst.
Lord.
That was the worst one.
Oh my God! If they had Lab McConkey in this game,
I know, dude. Honestly, I think that's the difference. If they have Lab McConkey, if they have any like decent receiver,
they were dedicated to the run when like they don't have their best back, and like they were down for most of the game. How would they not just pass?
Yeah,
like the Chargers not like Like they're like I think it's Harbaugh thing. Like they want to be run toughy football. Like the fact that they don't be like
Yeah, but you can't do it if you don't
rely
have
on
another guy
Herbert
back there.
in the passing game. Like Jesus, and then
Yeah.
also like this Chargers team though, I will say like when they get a receiver in the offseason, T Higgins, they're gonna be really good next
They
year.
might be really good next year. I
They're
think
gonna be really
if they
good next year.
if they get more
Because
depth,
this year, honestly, they should not be this good just based on their talent.
yeah.
And
No, they need like
they're gonna be really good next
they
year.
need like a
If
number one. They
if
need
they
a
have a
number,
solid draft and get a number one
and
in
then
the free
like,
agency market.
bro, here's what you do if they're your Chargers. You get
T.
you
Higgins.
sign. Well, no, yeah, you sign a wide receiver. You draft
T. Higgins.
You sign a wide receiver. You draft a wide receiver. You get more O-line depth, and then you get like some more guys on the D line, and then you're literally like really good.
Yeah,
you're really good, and then you could even just bring back Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins if you want.
and J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, because that Vidal kid or Vidal,
Mhm.
I don't know. He's actually pretty good.
Vidal.
Vidal.
He did all right. 8 for 34.
He's not
on the
bad.
ground.
He's not bad.
He had a drop.
Whatever.
Typical Chargers.
All right, we got one more game. Let's quickly get into it. Bengals and Cowboys.
The Simpsons game.
Did you watch any of that?
Dude,
I didn't end up
watched a
watching.
little
I
bit
saw
of
some
it.
highlights. I saw some highlights
I
of it.
watched a little bit of it.
It looked-
All I know is we watched Bart Simpson throw a game-winning touchdown pass to Lisa Simpson against the Cowboys before we saw them in the NFC Championship in my lifetime. Who would have thought?
Holy shit, dude.
Who would have thought that I saw Lisa
Cowboys
Simpson
are
and Ralph
inventing new
Wiggum
ways
score
to win.
touchdowns against Dallas
The Cowboys
before
just
watching them in the NFC Championship?
I'm sure something to this effect has happened before. I'm certain it's happened just before in general. So the Bengals punt the ball with like a minute and change left. The Cowboys block the punt, and I gotta find this motherfucker's name because he deserves his name to be said.
Oh, the guy who touched it.
Yeah, what is your name? What is your name,
What
sir?
is your name?
The play-by-play is just hysterical.
Oh, a Warrior.
No. It doesn't
says he
say.
muffs the catch, so that means he touched it.
Yeah, it doesn't say on my
That's what it says on the
play-by-play.
stat.
Yeah, okay, there you go. Amorier.
He touched the ball.
He sees the ball coming his way, and he's like, "Oh, it's a football. I'm a football player. I should go and pick that up." And he tries to do that, and then doesn't successfully. No, dude, he literally. He just botched it. Like it literally like bounced, and he went like that. So the Bengals recovered their own blocked punt. Go down, score a touchdown, and then stop the Cowboys to win the game. I'm sure it's happened where the punt's been blocked and somebody on the receiving team touched it and then lost it. I don't know if it's ever happened where it's the end of the game, essentially, and it leads to a game-winning drive, and then the team that was supposed to receive the punt gets the ball back and doesn't score and loses. I don't know if that's ever happened.
Crazy. As my one Cowboys fan texted me, he said, "I'm in immense pain. We had it and then we didn't have it, dude, all in one play."
John was.
Oh god! Oh my god! I couldn't imagine John.
Well, he was very tame throughout the whole game, but he's like, dude, he literally like stood, like, no kidding, he stood up and goes, "I had enough." Threw his phone and then just walked out. And I was like, honestly, if I were him, I feel that 100%. Like,
oh my lord,
he was just like, "God damn it, I've had enough of this team," and walked out. Yeah, I don't blame him. I would have reacted in a very similar way. The Bengals snapped their 3-game losing streak. Technically not eliminated yet, I believe. Are the Cowboys eliminated now?
Cowboys are also not eliminated yet, but they pretty much are.
They're right
Cowboys
there.
and Bengals can both be eliminated next week. I don't know if we want to go through it real quick, just the playoffs before we get into the KBTs and such.
Yeah, we can.
I can run through it real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do I have it? Oh, let me just refresh.
I've got it if you don't. But...
So basically, going into this week to watch for playoffs. Eagles clinched the NFC East with a win and a Washington loss. Minnesota clinches a playoff berth with a win or a Rams loss or a Seattle loss. Green Bay can clinch a playoff berth with a win, an Atlanta loss, and a Rams-San Francisco tie. Tie needs to happen.
No
Houston
ties.
clinches the AFC South with a win and an Indy loss. Pittsburgh clinches a playoff berth with a win or a Indy and Miami loss. Carolina's eliminated from playoffs with a loss or Tampa Bay win or Atlanta win. Dallas is eliminated with a loss and a Washington win or tie. Chicago's eliminated with a loss or Washington win. And then for
That's a
the
lot.
AFC, Bengals are eliminated with a loss or Denver win.
Yeah.
Or a tie and then a bunch of other shit. And then that's it. That's it for the playoffs to keep an eye out for.
Interesting.
No clinching scenarios for the AFC besides, I guess, Pittsburgh and Houston. And then you got Philly, Minnesota, and Green Bay. But Green Bay's probably not going to clinch because I doubt there's going to be a tie.
No, probably not. Probably not. All right. We need some redemption this week.
We do. I have a really nice one.
As long as Chicago's not
in it, spoiler alert.
As long as Chicago's not in it, I'm in.
I have cooked it up. I cooked it up right before the podcast when I was eating my spaghetti. Let me pull it up. One thing I will say, I've getting some complaints about me putting Thursday night games. And as much as I love the Rams plus 2.5, watch the podcast first off. As much as I love the Rams 2.5, I did not put it in the KBT because I am trying to shout out for those that are too lazy to watch the podcast and they wanted some money. But if I lose because of that, I'm going to call them out and I'm going to punch them in the face.
Don't do it.
But I don't do it. All right, here we go. First one, as we've already discussed. Give me the Browns plus 11. That line's already moved 2 points when I first saw it yesterday. I was like, well, I'm going to pick this one. Mainly because the Browns are at home.
Phone?
As Matt said, I think Jameis can outdo the Chiefs' blood magic. Chiefs haven't won by double digits.
It's not that he can outdo it. He can counteract it. And then they're vulnerable. And then they're vulnerable.
Also, the fact that their tackle situation's like garbage and they're about to play Myles Garrett. Good luck, moms. Good luck. But that's the first leg. Second leg. Let's go to as another one we've already discussed. I should be writing this down. Give me the Panthers plus 4.5, I believe it becomes. Because right now they're 2.5-point favorites. Yeah, it's Panthers plus 4.5. The Panthers are frankly a better team than Dallas. They are looked really good. Bryce Young's looked really good. The Panthers have a solid run game. Their receiving core is pretty decent with Adam Thielen. And though the gut dropped it, he's low-key been a pretty decent too. And their defenses look like they've been playing well. They applied pressure to Jalen Hurts, applied pressure to Mahomes. I just think that the Panthers are playing really well right now, and I'm kind of going to ride that train. There's a reason why they're favored. The books are catching on. They look like a very solid team, and Dallas is low-key Dallas. And they're at home. So give me that 4.5 points for the Panthers as a field goal and a little more insurance. Our next game is going to be give me the Dolphins plus 10 against the Texans. The Texans, as someone who at the very beginning of the season said that the Colts are going to win the AFC South, and someone who likes to be right, and someone that sees that the Texans are low-key falling apart, CJ Stroud's been having a major sophomore slump, mostly because of his O-line, but I think that's still the case. The Texans honestly really haven't even looked good most of their games. They almost lost. They controlled it, but they only beat the Mac Jones-led Jags by 3. They lost to the Titans, who lost to said Mac Jones Jags. The last game they really won well was against the Cowboys, and the Cowboys are booty cheeks. And that was a Cooper Rush Cowboys. So, and then they lost to the Lions, even though the Lions threw 5 interceptions. They lost to the Jets, and the Jets are booty cheeks. They've only covered 10 points against 2 teams, which were the Patriots, who stink, and that was also earlier on in the season, and then the Cowboys, who stink. The Dolphins don't stink, and they're fighting for their playoff lives. It's an away game, but they're playing in a dome in Texas, so I like the Dolphins plus 10. I think they match up well against the Texans, and they're fighting. They're fighting for the playoffs. The Dolphins, if they lose a game, they're out of it. they're not really in it right now anyway. Lose, they're out for sure. So that's why I think I like the Dolphins plus 10. And then the last game.
Why can't I do any alternate? My DK is being weird as fuck right now. I'm trying to put it in so I can get the odds for the people.
For the people. Well,
yeah.
I guess if you put it as alts, is it better like odds?
No, it's weird. Like I go
hack. Because normally you get the way
I can't move.
I just press all the lines and then I go to like instead of parlay, I click the tease button.
I can't even do it right. Like it's not even giving me the option to bet.
Anyway, it's plus 180 in most books besides DraftKings. So DraftKings
it's crazy. All right, I'll try tomorrow.
Anyway,
I'll try tomorrow and see if I can get the odds.
The last leg is give me the Bills plus 9.5. I like the Bills against this Lions team. I think this Lions team is due for a loss. They've been playing teams really close. They're also pretty injured right now.
Yeah.
The Bills are coming off a loss that I think that, well, I don't know. I think they're going to bounce back. And I like 9.5. I don't see the Lions really blowing this Bills team out.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think either way, I see this being a close game.
The Bills are desperate too. The Bills are the Bills have to win. If the Bills lose, they lost their chance at the 1 seed.
That's another thing too.
Especially because their next 3 games is Patriots, Jets, Patriots. So I think that if they win this game, they are still in it for the 1 seed, especially if Cleveland does upset the Chiefs.
How come the Lions get all their
a lot harder?
How come the Lions get all their hard opponents at home? I feel like. You ever notice that?
But I think I like 9.5 though. I think Bills will at least keep it close. I don't really see a situation where they're gonna get blown out.
For sure.
But so that's kind of where I'm at right now. So that's it. So as a review, it's Cleveland plus 11.
Love.
Panthers plus 4.5.
Like.
Dolphins plus 10 and Bills plus 9.5.
Like.
And that's it. Plus 180. We placed it in. Lock it in, folks. We're gonna bounce.
Where are
back.
the Dolphins?
We're not betting on the Bears anymore. Dolphins are at the Texans.
Why? I couldn't find the matchup. I just wanted to see.
1 o'clock game.
Texans -3? Huh?
Because the Texans are low key booty cheeks, bro.
Why are they -3?
Dude, I would not be shocked if Indy sneaks up and takes the division from this game.
We sure about that, Vegas?
Indy plays Denver this week, both coming off the bye. If Indy wins, their playoff probability jumps from. I think right now it's like 30-something%.
Oh, it's that high? Really? I didn't even think it was that high. I didn't even think it was at 30.
If they lose to the Broncos,
it's probably like nothing.
Their probability goes down to like 6.
Nothing.
So this is basically a playoff game for the Colts.
Man, I tell you what, like when we're here now, we might as well just stick on.
Especially that's a 4 o'clock game. If the Texans do lose to the Dolphins, which I think they easily could, and the Colts are playing for a lot in that game against the Broncos.
Yeah. Damn, that's a tough game. Yeah, because I mean it's in Denver, right? So you feel like you got to give the odds. Or you got to give the edge to
Denver's for currently favor -4.
Yeah, I got -3.5 right now. Over under 44. Man, I don't know. That's tough. Cause like I feel
Anthony
like
Richardson's been low key kind of had like the Bryce Young effect where
I feel
he's
like
gone better since being back.
I feel like him actually having sat down and watched a little really has helped his game. I mean, to be fair, the accuracy issues are still there for him.
Yeah, but I think that's fixable though. Eventually, maybe probably another off season, hopefully. But
I don't know. I mean, he's definitely been playing better, right? He's definitely been playing better. Yeah. And I feel like the Colts have at least gotten into some sort of rhythm. I don't blame you for not touching that game though, because it's going to be close, and you don't really want to.
Yeah, I'm shocked the Niners are favored on Thursday. That's kind of nuts.
Yeah, they're playing the Rams, right?
Yeah, they're playing the Rams at home, but they're favored by 2.5. I like the Rams there.
Dude, the Rams have beat them.
I think this Niners team, they're giving them more points.
Put them to bed.
The shitty Bears.
Put them to bed, right?
I hope so.
Dude, they did. I mean, come on. I mean, look, we both were wrong, right? We thought the Bears defense would travel, But like, dude, when your offense gets 4 yards, 4 net yards in the first half,
No, it's
like,
complimentary football. I think that's also why the Eagles game was so close because like the Eagles defense still was fine. Like they only held them to 60 points, but like they were giving them short fields because the Eagles like literally couldn't kick field goals and couldn't move the ball.
yeah, right. Like they couldn't move it consistently.
Like the Panthers played an excellent game plan. Like they
Oh
controlled,
yeah,
they beat time of possession by like 8 minutes.
yeah. I
Like
feel like
that's insane.
Carolina had the ball for like, especially in that first half, for a majority of the time. They definitely had the ball a lot. Yeah, that's tough. I think I'm gonna go with the Rams, dude. Put them to bed. Put these guys to bed. I mean, they're looking okay right now, but like traveling up the coast, you don't even have to go that far.
No more buys.
The Rams have been playing better too. I mean, to be honest, like this is the first game that I've seen San Francisco actually come out. You know.
Dude, we got another. Oh my God, that's when we're having the podcast. Oh no, we're the podcast didn't get adjusted next week, did it?
No, it's Tuesday.
Okay, I was like, thank God, I didn't want to have to do 2 Monday night games because there's 2 Monday night.
Yeah, I
games
know. Yeah, we're doing the 2 Monday night games, unfortunately, again.
Dude, and they're also
and
like
bro, I heard
irrelevant.
Yeah,
like,
Joe Buck on the show. He's like, "Well, we got double action tomorrow or next week on Monday Night Football. Get excited!" I'm like, no one's fucking excited about that, Joe.
Dude, and
there's nobody that wants that.
The main broadcast game is the Falcons Raiders, the least interesting of the two.
I'm like, bro, like
that's the
that is a
main
1 o'clock.
game.
That is a 1 o'clock game to a T. Like nobody needs to see that game in prime time. No one gives a fuck. No one cares, dude. Like Falcons Raiders screams 1 o'clock. It screams 1 o'clock. Like at least Chicago and Minnesota. All right, Minnesota's probably gonna win. But like at least that's a divisional game.
That's a primetime game.
Yeah, like at least it's a divisional game.
Raiders is 1 o'clock game.
Dude, oh my God, that is a fucking atrocious action. Oh, I hate it.
Yeah.
Green Bay Seattle, great game. That's the Sunday night game, which is awesome. That's an awesome game to watch. 9-4 Packers, 8-5 Seahawks. Game is in Seattle. Packers getting 3 on the road, huh?
Packers look good. I see that.
Yeah, dude, Packers do look good. I mean, it's hard to win in Seattle though. Not as hard this year though. And again, like the Seahawks have been like very streaky, so it's like a question of do you ride them or do you think they're going to start, dropping off a little bit more?
I mean, we'll see. We'll find out on Sunday.
I don't know.
Very interesting slate.
Who are you leaning in that game?
I'm leaning Packers.
Like off the bat, yeah, I'm probably leaning Green Bay.
I think there's a reason why they're favored. I'm
like probably leaning Green Bay.
Dude, if the Packers,
look at this game.
Wait, here's a stat.
Wow.
The Packers, Vikings, and the Packers, Vikings, and Lions right now, combined record, excluding games against each other, obviously.
I know what you're gonna say.
28-3.
28-3, bro. Like,
and you know what game brought it to 28-3? Minnesota's win against the Falcons.
They can't escape. They can't escape.
This just can't keep happening.
Here's another one, dude. Bucks at Chargers. Another good game.
Exciting.
That's another good game. Chargers getting 3 at home. Over under 46.5.
Dude, the 4 o'clock window's got the good games, honestly, except for Pat's Cardinals.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the. Man, I don't know. You don't know. You never know if like the Bucks are just gonna show up, right? Like
dude, the fact if Bucky Irvin doesn't play, I'm gonna take the Chargers.
I think I'm still gonna take the Chargers regardless. I don't know. They've been weird. Steelers Eagles. Obviously, we didn't mention that, but the Battle of Pennsylvania. Teams are combined 21-5.
AJ Brown props.
Pickens likely out, according to Mike Tomlin. He's an outside chance of playing on Sunday, so probably not playing is George Pickens. The home team has won the last 5 matchups in this series.
Nice. I like that.
So I'm probably picking the Eagles. What else we got?
That's also that's the second most expensive game this week for tickets.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Then we got some dog shit.
Bills Lions is the most.
We got some dog shit. Yeah, the 1 o'clock game to watch is definitely Bills and Lions. Again in Ford Field.
Bills and Lions is 4
Is
o'clock.
it? Oh, this shit's out of order
Yeah,
then.
dude. The only 1 o'clock game is honestly Dolphins Texans.
Oh, these are
The rest
all
are
4
irrelevant,
o'clock?
unless you want to watch the Panthers beat the Cowboys.
Damn.
Yeah, that's why I said the 4 o'clock window's
Holy
insane.
shit, these are all 4. I thought these were.
The 1 o'clock window sucks
Damn.
ass.
No, I did. I'm watching the Browns beat the Chiefs. I'm a mad lad, bro. You're telling me that the Chiefs are only getting 4 on the road against a 3-10 team? They know something.
Dude, that
They
line
know
opened at
something.
6.
They know something, bro. It's 4 right now. They know something. I'm taking Cleveland. I'm taking Cleveland in that game. I'm telling you right now.
Wow.
I'm telling
I'm
you, I
not.
will pick them straight up to win that game.
Let's see what happens when we get to it, because you're known for picking favorites.
Have I been good this year? I've been pretty good.
I've
I've been pretty good this year.
Let's see. He's calling a shot. He's calling a shot.
I told you.
There's a reason why it's
I
part
told
of the
you.
tease.
Look,
I'll say my
I
opinion
told you
on it,
3
but
weeks ago. I said I'm picking against the Chiefs soon. I waited. I saw Mahomes doing his little Pentagon prayers. I said, all right, I'm gonna wait. If I don't see him in the Pentagon on Sunday, I'm taking the Browns. Mark my words. All right.
I think that's a good way to leave it on.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to end off. So again, you might see something on my story tomorrow about some hoodies. If you ordered one, keep your eyes out. I will let you guys know. If not, by the end of the week, we should have those come in. So I will reach out to you. If I need to ship to you, I will reach out to you. And then I should drop off Kyle's, if you order through Kyle, or you know Kyle, or you live close to Kyle. I should be dropping off his his hoodies rather, on Saturday. So you should be getting those either over the weekend or early next week. Talk to Kyle about that. For me, probably Thursday night. I could swing by some of y'all's houses, do a little run. So I'll let you know about that. Kyle, some words of wisdom before we log off.
The goatees, go Birds.
All right, y'all. We'll
Bet
see you.
responsibly.
Bet responsibly. Gamble responsibly. All right, y'all. We'll see you. We'll see you next week. Next week's show is on Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we will see y'all then. Take care.